What's up everyone, I'm Steve and welcome to another video in the Foundations of Money series. In this video, I'm going to talk about net worth and why it should matter to you. Are you ready? Let's go. First, this is you. Or maybe this is you. And you have some of the typical things that most people would have, like computers and monitors and cell phones. You have a phone, you drive a nice car, you have some savings, maybe some investments as well. So what is net worth and how does all this relate to each other? Well, net worth is effectively your assets minus your liabilities. Examples of assets are your money, your bank account, what you own in your house, maybe your stock market investments. Those are your assets, the money that you have and the things that you own. Your liability could be your house, your unpaid mortgage, your vacation home, your car loan, your credit card debt, your student loans. Those are examples of your liabilities. So your net worth is effectively the difference between all of your assets and all of your liabilities. What's left is what you actually have. That is how rich you are. Now, there's some caveats to this. Your assets, it's not necessarily as simple as just saying, well, I own 50% of my home, so therefore I could just take 50% of my home's current value and add that into my net worth and call it good. There's a lot of different ways that people calculate net worth. Some people don't include their homes at all. Some people do include their homes, but only the portion that they own. So if they're still paying off interest through a mortgage, they would only include the portion of their home that they actually own. But that asset is not necessarily liquid. In order to get that money out of your home, you would have to sell your home. And that's a bit of a process. So that's definitely not liquid assets. It's not cash, but yet it's still something that you own. So there's nuance to this. There's gray area to how most people calculate their net worth. And it's certainly possible to have a positive net worth if your assets are worth more than your liabilities, but it's also possible to have a negative net worth if your liabilities, you have more liabilities, you have more debt than you do assets. So net worth definitely goes both ways. And why should net worth matter to you? Well, if your dream is to achieve financial independence or even early retirement, like I talk a lot about on this channel, then your net worth is going to be a big part of what you're focused on because your financial independence is dependent on how much money you have. Your FI number is very dependent on your net worth as well as your side hustles and your passive income. If you use the Trinity study, I talk more about that in this video. All of that depends on the underlying net worth that you have, how much money you have. And the idea, of course, is to bring that net worth up as high as you can. And there's really two ways to do that. If you use both ways, then you're maximizing your net worth. But even if you use one of the two ways, that's still great. The first way is to just boost your assets, which could mean increasing your income, increasing your investments, maybe getting more involved in side hustles. Just getting more assets, buying more assets, earning more income. That's going to increase that part of the equation, but also lowering your liabilities. So you're not taking out debt, or if you have debt, you are paying that debt off as quickly as possible. So to make the math relatively easy, if your assets add up to maybe around $200,000 and your liabilities add up to maybe $125,000, maybe you have student loans, then your net worth, if you subtract 125 from 200, your net worth would be $75,000. So using this very, very simple calculation, your net worth is 75 grand. And that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something about what your net worth is and why it should matter to you. See you next time. Peace.